Greetings everybody, I am Lobo and welcome to episode 90 of my Minecraft survival series. We are here today in the Rotunda. Do you guys remember the Rotunda? We built this pretty early on. It was supposed to serve as the entrance to our city. But you know what, it's a little small to be the entrance to the city the size it is now. I mean, we got a 2x3 door. It's like 2 wide by 3 tall. Which, you know, is not super great, but it does serve as a good entrance to the business district. This could be like pretty much the back door to our city where traders from other lands can come and, you know, if they have to conduct business here in Luna. So that's what I'm viewing that as now. But now we need to think about, well, we need a much more grand entrance for the actual grand entrance into Luna. We need a big entrance, you know? And I've been thinking, we're going to have 2 of those. We're going to have 2 big entrances into Luna, 2 big grand entrances. One of those being at the farm district, coincidentally where we've been working for the past little while, you know, and the other one is going to be at the far end of the bay here, and that's going to have to be big enough for ships to pass through, so that's going to be a huge entrance. But we're going to be working on our land entrance today, not our maritime entrance. So what we're going to do is make our way over here into the farm district. Now this is where the majority of people that come to visit Luna will enter the city, and it's got to be pretty impressive if this is going to be our mainland entrance. So I think I've already showed you the location where I do plan on building this thing. If not, here's a little refresher. I'm heading over there right now. It's just where those slime blocks are, right over there. Now, before we actually get started building this entrance, we're gonna have to tear a lot of stuff down. First things first, we need to prepare the land out here a little bit. I got this blocked off just to make sure no villagers get out, no monsters get in. But yeah, we're gonna have to take down a whole bunch of trees. We're gonna have to place a whole bunch of torches so we don't get attacked while we're actually working out here, which means I'm gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of music and do that now. It shouldn't take too long, so I'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody, and do you guys remember, like, I know it's been a long time since we addressed this, but do you remember how I feel about these types of trees right here? If not, here's a little refresher. This is how I feel about these gnarled oak trees, these ones that are so miserable to try to cut down. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and take out the trunk and just let the flames take care of the rest of the job. But these are the things I don't even like to mess with anymore. I call in the Flint McSteely Tree Service. My good friend Flint McSteely, he takes care of these things for me now. Just had to double check that there wasn't anything flammable over the hill. It looks like we're good to go, so we'll just go ahead and let that burn. Now, normally when I build stuff, I kind of flatten out the landscape a little bit just to give myself, you know, a good base to work on, but I don't think I'm going to do that here. I think I'm going to hold off on the landscape or the terrain for a little while until we actually figure out what we're going to do here, because we might want to do something kind of interesting, because spawn is over this way somewhere. I think I put a pillar there to kind of mark it out, and I think we can see it from here. Yeah. All right, you see that pillar right there, that slime pillar right over there in the distance? That is actually spawn. And I want to make a path that leads from spawn to Luna, because that makes sense to me, you know? That's where travelers who come, weary travelers come and make their way into Luna. That's where if our beds suddenly disappear, that's where we'll respawn and we'll know how to get to Luna. You know, just to make everything kind of simpler. It makes sense to me that that's what we do. And when we get here, the first thing we're going to enter is this big circle centered on this beacon right here. And this big circle, I want to actually be a big circle. So that means that we're going to have to take out a good chunk of this wall right here. Basically anything that falls within the perimeter of this little stone outline of the circle we have drawn out here. And I do have to apologize for the lag at this point. Now that we got like all this farm stuff working, yeah, the lag is getting pretty impressive. It's starting to rival our business district. So I do apologize about that, but you know what? I love my redstone and I wouldn't have it any other way. So what we're going to do here, okay, well, floating gravel block almost crushed me. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start taking out a bit of this wall, and I'll be back with you guys in just a few minutes. These villagers, I swear, they have no regard for their own safety. I end up having to put a guardrail right here just to keep them from wandering out into the wilderness, because it is actually pretty dangerous out there. When I was out here, I was facing creepers and skeletons, and it was miserable. Luckily, we didn't get creepered at all. I think we're getting much better at dealing with those guys. I did get popped with a couple arrows, but you know, that's no big deal because we've got armor and we know how to handle ourselves and all that. Our villagers, on the other hand, don't. They're kind of helpless when it comes to dealing with mobs. Oh man, at this point, like, I kind of feel like I should have converted our beacon to a haste beacon. That might make this process go a little bit faster, but I do enjoy my jump boost so much. It definitely helps when getting around, especially up high like this. It'd be nice to have both though. It would be nice to have both. Oh, I have a travel beacon. I have a travel beacon. I do. Oh yeah, that is more like it. So we got a good portion of our city wall taken out now, and even though I know like there's no real threat to us out here, I feel so vulnerable having this area open. I mean, look at this. This just does not look safe at all. What I want to go ahead and do though, what I'm working on right now, is I want to go ahead and flatten out this area of land inside of our little circle here, because I know I said I was going to flatten out the land, but that was the terrain outside of the circle. Inside the circle, this is like an interior area right here. And I want to go ahead and make this easier for us to work on. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and flatten this out, and even though we might not be actually working on the inside of this today, I want to go ahead and make it easier for us to get around at least, because before we focus on aesthetics and making this area all pretty, I think we first need to focus on controlling access into our city. Alright, so I think this should just about do it. If I can stop misplacing blocks, let me just go ahead and get rid of these. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be doing here. If you watch other videos on this channel, my garage series, in that series, we discussed what we're going to be doing already. But what we're going to be doing here is building a door, because even though we want travelers and villagers to come and go as they please, what we don't want is for monsters and invaders getting into our city. So right here at this diagonal, I'm thinking we go ahead and build a door. And we've already worked out how to do it, so I'm not gonna, you know, focus too much on that in this episode. But then again, I know, Cal, what are you doing? What are you doing, Cal? Don't go under there. But then again, I know that some of you guys that watch this series don't watch that series, so I will kind of explain what's going on, but we're not going to focus too much on the specifics of the redstone, because it is all addressed in another video. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some stuff. I'm gonna grab my supplies, and yeah, then we'll get started building. All right, here we go. So I'm going to try and do my best to construct this from memory without referencing our video that we made or referencing my other world. And I think I should be able to do it, because the thing is, this is going to be the third time that I've built this week alone. So yeah, I think we got this. So what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and get in all our pistons, and then I'll meet you back over here in just a few minutes and kind of tell you how everything is going to be working. So while you can see the internals of this thing, our outside set of pistons I'm putting the slime blocks on top of, they're going to extend first. They're going to carry those slime blocks upward one block and also carry our pistons up. So then our center set of pistons can extend as well. Let me go ahead and get this wired up, and then I'll show you how that actually works. Demonstration incoming once I get these logs all in place. These logs are actually going to be our door, okay? We can walk over them, but they're also going to be our door, because if we pull this switch right here, you can see that's our first extension, those main set of outside pistons, right? And then we pull this, that extends our inside set of pistons. So this is actually our door already halfway done. And we're going to have to do the top the exact same way. We wire the top up the exact same way we wired up the bottom. It's actually very, very simple. It's just about the sequence in which we have to actually pull these things, or not necessarily even pull them, but activate the circuits. So to close this, we would go B, right? That retracts the center, then A, which retracts everything else. And then to extend it, it's just the opposite way. It's A, which extends, and then B, which extends the center. I don't know if I've told you guys the dimensions of this door already, but it's going to be 4 tall by 5 wide, and I can see it's 5 wide, but we have to go ahead and make sure that it's 4 tall as well before we actually go ahead and activate this thing. Yeah, that looks right. That looks right. So it's going to be a big door. It's going to be a fairly big door built on a diagonal here, which I think is pretty cool. Little piece of advice for doing redstone in survival: it's probably advisable to stay away from the haste beacon because one wild swing from your pickaxe and you end up breaking a block, and a single block causes redstone that should be off to turn on. It causes redstone that should be on to turn off, and then everything just goes haywire and blocks end up all over the place. And yeah, we're gonna get this done eventually, maybe, possibly. All right, now we've got the main components of our door complete, so this should be functional now. We should be able to fully open and close this thing with the flick of 2 levers here. So it would be this one first. This is A, the first step, those outside pistons, right? And then this would be B, those inside ones. And now we have a fully closed door, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want to see. And to open it, we just flip these in the opposite direction, so it would be B first, just like that, and then A, and we should have a fully open door. Awesome, awesome, exactly what I want to see. Now we just need to come up with a little circuit to automate this process for us. All right, we are almost there, guys. We are almost there. We got our ABBA switch in right here, which is going to automate that process for us so we don't have to use switches. And we also have some glowstone around here to prevent those lag-inducing lighting updates of redstone torches and all that stuff causes. So we shouldn't have to worry too much about all that. Now, we have a couple buttons over here. One is on the other side of this chiseled block right there, and the other one is on the other side of this chiseled block right here. Those are the buttons we're going to use to open this door. Now, we need to run the power from those buttons down to this block right here, which is going to activate our ABBA circuit, which is then going to control our door, basically opening and closing it however we want to. And what I mean by that is that the buttons are going to do the exact same thing. They're going to do the proper thing for the door, meaning we can open and close it from the same side, or we can open it, walk out, close it from the other side, or we can close it, hop a fence, and then open it from the inside if we want to. To do all that, all we need here is a toggleable flip-flop circuit, which basically takes those 2 buttons and converts them to the functionality of a single lever. And that should just about do it. So the wiring for our door is complete. Mechanically, this door is done and it should be working now. We'll go ahead and give that a test run in a minute. Functionally, like, it's going to need walls and stuff on the sides of it because, you know, what's a door without walls surrounding it? Like, if we close this door, who's this really keep out? Nobody as of right yet. But this is the starts of our city entrance right here. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and open this back up. And I want to try to push the button on the other side. Make sure everything is working here. All right, so there we go. Now we have a fully open door. If we come around to this side, and be careful not to get crushed or fall off of this. This feels so sketchy. Oh, yes, there is our closed door, and opening, it should be just the same. All right, this is awesome. All right, so now our door is done. It's not pretty, but it's done. Before we make the door pretty though, before we put up all our walls and, you know, our door frame and, you know, get all that cool stuff in here, I think there's probably going to be a better order that we can start filling out this city entrance area. I'm gonna have to think about that for a minute. All right, so I've been doing some thinking. How much you want to bet we're going to get chicken from this egg? Oh, yes. Yes. Hello, little chicken. Oh, that's awesome. You're so cute. All right, so I've been doing some thinking, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys what I've been thinking. This is as much for me as it is for you, though, because there's a strong likelihood that, you know, I'll completely forget about this. So I might need you guys to remind me, like, what I actually plan on doing here. But our city entrance right here, our city entrance, we need a way to get to it. And I was thinking, maybe we want a bridge. Maybe we want this to be something we have to cross over to actually get to our city for defensive purposes. We have a river going along that way. I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we diverted that river over here to the ocean? Like, just have that river pass like through this entire area, and we have to cross a bridge to get into our city. I think that might be kind of neat, actually. Another thing I've gone ahead and done is add some more lighting in here. So we got some redstone lamps right there. I'll probably end up adding a bit more in the floor here because, again, we want all this area to be safe. Villagers are going to be wandering around the inside of the city entrance. And we want to make sure they're safe from all the dangers that lurk right outside of our city walls. That's the whole purpose of these walls, actually, is to keep our villagers safe. All right, so I've been doing a bit of thinking, and I think I know where we need to go next with this project. So as you can see here, we've got the outer perimeter of the city entrance built. We got like the outer perimeter walls kind of laid out like where those are going to be. And there's a reason why there's a gap in between these walls is because I want to actually be able to walk through here in case we need to access our redstone, in case we need to ever do any of that stuff, we can come over here and do that. So we're going to have basically this little trench that we can walk through, which is probably going to, the entrance to this is probably going to be somewhere inconspicuous, probably over here somewhere in the farming district, you know, on the outside of the actual city entrance. I am going to take these slime blocks down because we're going to be building here in just a second. So don't wander out here, guys. There will be no rescue missions today. I'm just telling them that if they go out there, of course, I'm going to have to save them. But what I've come to realize is that there's going to be 3 main sections to the walls that we have to do for our city entrance right here. There's going to be this section of wall that's facing into the farming district on the exterior of our city entrance right here. So we're going to have to join all those up with a doorway right here in the center. And let me go ahead and collect these slime blocks over here before I tell you about the rest of the lag. I am so sorry about the lag, guys. Next time we record, I will cut the farms off during the time that we're recording, because we get most of our stuff AFK anyway. So yeah, the next section of wall is going to be the exterior walls that go around our entire farm district, and of course the exterior walls that surround our city entrance as well. So that's going to be a major thing that we're going to have to do. That's going to be a big project. And before we work on the interior walls of our city entrance, those exterior walls have to be done because there are going to be variations in height, I think. Like the farm district walls, those are going to maintain the same height. But right over here, I think I might want to go up with it and have the outside wall facing the outside of the city, be much more grand in scale, is what I'm thinking. So before we do any of the interior stuff, we need to make sure that the exterior stuff is sorted out. And of those exterior walls, we already know how the inside of the farm district walls need to actually look. So I think that's what we're going to go ahead and work on first. I'm going to go ahead and call Watchdog over here. We'll put on a bit of music and we'll get that taken care of. Welcome back, everybody, and now we've got, I am so sorry about the lag. I forgot to cut everything. I meant to cut everything off. I didn't, but I will next time. I promise. But now we got our city wall built in here, the interior portion of the farm district wall is the exterior portion of our city entrance. You can see what it looks like at nighttime. I like to check my builds out at night as well as day because, half the time we spend in this world is spent in the nighttime and, want it to look cool. I mean, of course, unless we sleep through the night, that's a thing. But we can go ahead and try to get a feel for what's going to feel like coming into our city. So we'll have some options here. We can go down this path to the business district. We can go this way and walk around all our food farms and stuff like that. Or we can go this way and kind of just walk around the outskirts of the farm district and enjoy the atmosphere. I think that's going to be pretty neat coming into our city. Of course, there's a lot of work to be done. And I mean a lot of work to be done inside of our city entrance and of course on the outside as well. But I want to go ahead and have a peek at this in the daytime first before we discuss any of that. I just gotta say, I've been wandering around our city and I'm loving the reveals we get. Like when we move into the different areas, you see as we come out through here, we get the reveal of this whole back area of the farm district. If we walk down this path, once we come out here, we get a reveal of a whole bunch of other stuff as well as including our city entrance, right? And I'm just loving the way this is feeling. And of course, as we walk through our city entrance, we'll get another reveal as to like all the stuff that's actually going to be going on in here. And I know during this episode, I've done a lot of talking, right? I've done a lot of talking about what it's going to look like and all this stuff. But the thing is, when you start new projects, especially big projects like this, there's a lot of planning involved. And like, I don't plan until I start to see it come together. Like I do a section at a time and look at it, stare at it, and kind of plan out what we're actually going to be doing out here, And this is what I'm probably going to be doing off camera for a little while, is just wandering around trying to feel like this place out, trying to figure out where things are going to go, what it's going to look like, and all that stuff. But we did accomplish a pretty good amount of stuff today, though. We got our piston door built in, we got our main city entrance door built in right here, which is pretty cool. That's a big accomplishment. And also we got this area behind it, which, you know, is ready. It's almost ready to be worked on. You know, we just got a little bit more work to do before we can actually get to it though. But based on the work we did today, I now have something to reference and come up with a plan, and the plan is to come back next episode with a plan. I'm just loving how the farm district is coming together. I'm really enjoying this, but I do think that is also all the time that we have for today, guys. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean a whole lot to me, and if you want to see more, please remember to subscribe. But as always, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am Lobo, and I will see you guys later.